Sometimes you just want to smash. And I'm not talking about the missus. I'm not talking about your girlfriend. I'm not talking about the new neighbor. I'm talking about these people online that are just ruining our beautiful TCG. Now, it's not just our TCG they impact. You'll see this across the board with everybody. And what you'll find here is that ramfam doesn't give a crap. So I'll call them out because comparatively, I'm going to show you some things on Facebook, some groups. Quite frankly, you can find them yourself. You've probably already seen them. I swear to you, my head's slanted. I don't know what it is. Anyways, I'm going to call them out. I'm not hiding anything. The internet is greater than my tiny little YouTube channel. So before you go in there, and say, "Oh, Ram, how could you do that?" It's pretty simple, number one. But, how many millions of people go on Facebook that can see this versus average out maybe 1,000 views after 2 weeks? You know what I mean? Welcome to the first of many series of ramfam's rants. Do not be like these people. I'm going to show you a lot of good examples. We're going to talk about it, how you can avoid it, how you can better yourself, protect yourself, and be a beacon in relatively dark times. This summer slump's got a lot of people panic selling and doing weird things that they wouldn't normally be able to do. So before we jump into this, first thing I'd like to shout out our first ever advertisement. This was an incredible opportunity. Shout out to Say and Collects TCG. Guys, if you haven't already, and you want to join the Saiyan Warriors that I have here, Saiyan Collects TCG, premier shop, 5 stars across 1,500 reviews, less than a day. It's next day shipping, baby. Over 7,000 sold. I am a veteran. Shout out to me being on Instagram. Shout out to me being on YouTube. We dollar start probably about 95% of everything. Check out one of these reviews. One of the best in the business. As usual, the packaging was top tier. The cards were minty. Highly recommend this seller. And there's just a ton of them, guys. Just a ton. So that's number one. Number two, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe every single day. Every single day. Not only am I making sweet, passionate love to my wife, I'm also finding time to drop these videos for you, 3 o'clock every day, Eastern. I haven't missed one yet. You tell me what you want to see, and I'll make it happen. Ramfam Rants was birthplace of this. Enough talking. Why am I showing you manga sleeve booster cards? If you lived in the TCG realm, it's likely you have experienced Pokemon. I'm sure you've heard of it. Little yellow Pikachu guy running around zapping people. And in Pokemon, especially over the last, what are we in, 2006? So especially last 5 to 10 years, maybe 7 and less, more so, you've seen a real big interest in sealed products. I thought I had a water here. I do, excuse me. You'd see a really big interest in sealed products. One facet of that interest is what people would refer to as art sets. A-R-T, art sets. This is a good example of a Dragon Ball SBO1, manga number 1, baby, OG, art set, referring to the artwork on the outside of the packs themselves, or in this scenario, outside of the sleeved booster packs. All right, these are sleeve booster packs. Just a little fold, open up and fold. There's a pack inside to rip it out. Gives you that extra sense of security. Now, if you can see here, you could buy on TCG from Albert's Poke Shop. Shout out to you, you fucking nerd. 4 Dragon Ball SBO1s, which is one art set, which means it has one image, of the variations that you can get. So you'll get 4 total. You get one with this one with this one, one with this one, with this one, and that's a complete art set. Now in Pokemon, that gives it a slight premium. I don't know, on average, 10, 20%, whatever. It doesn't, it's an irrelevant. And if you scroll down, you look at the most recent sales on this. This complete art set has sold once in April for 156 bucks, or 59 bucks, excuse me. So let's call it 160, 200, 205, 400, 450, 500, and then most recently July, 700 bucks. In the midst of July, we have seen sales of the actual booster box. Let me go back. June, July. Look at this. $1,600. Someone spent $700 on 4 booster packs. I don't care if they're sleeved or not. 4 of them. For double that money, they could have bought 20 more. Does this math make sense? I can bring up an Excel doc just like we did comparing the cost of sleeve booster packs versus what's available on TCG for Storytime boosters. But I think this is pretty apparent. This is the stupidest fucking buy you could ever make in your entire life. This is a waste of money. What? Because the packs I can just go buy. If this is as sought after as as someone makes me want to think it is, which it's not, I can just go buy the booster box and I would have 5, 6 sets likely. I mean, I'm assuming they're all gonna give me the the same arts, but maybe I pick up 3 or 4. Am I gonna sell them for $700? Does Pokebro over here, is he doing us a favor for selling it at $690? Thanks, Albert's Poke Shop. I'm gonna go investigate your stuff. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Now, Ram, this is just an observation. You're not ranting about anything in specific. Well, I give you this data. Look at this guy. Phoenix, Texas? No wonder you're a problem. Anyways, I say this because on our very, very own in-house Dragon Ball Fusion World Facebook buy, sell, trade page, we got Joel. And if you can't see Joel, you can definitely see him here. Face tattoo, pink cell phone, tattooed up. Listen, I'm tattooed. All right, I got classy on the inside of my lip. Where else? Oh yeah, I got a little tattoo. I'm all about it, dude. My chest, I take this off, and I look like the Mona Lisa. All right, nothing wrong with the tattoos. Flicking you off on a pink cell phone with face tattoos, trying to sell $700 or best offer. You got to give him credit for that. You got to give him credit for that, big dog. He knows he's making good decisions. $700 manga sleeved art set. Is anyone from Chicago in here interested in these? There's your 4. Prefer to meet up. I can't ship anything right now at the moment. Why? You on some watch list? Why can't you ship anything? You can't get a couple of bubble mailers, toss that in there? Wait a second. I didn't even see this. Oh, that's just a glare. I was going to say I thought that was all damaged. I based it off of TCG players last sold, which is what I showed you. This is the most BS. The one thing that's really, I love TCG player. You see it probably literally every show I've done. You'll see TCG. I love it. But you know what the problem is with TCG? It doesn't tell me who bought it, and it doesn't tell me who sold it. If you can get that information, we can easily identify market manipulation. And listings are around $690 on there, but willing to hear. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. He's doing you a favor. What a nice guy. He's willing to listen to what you have to say. What a nice guy. The offers are trades, but Pokemon only for trade. This guy's in the wrong place. He must need this for his face tattoo removal deals. Look at this. Shitty ass. Hang on. That tattoo? What is that? Anyways. That's me. Anthony Ramirez. Might as well buy the box. For $700? I might as well buy this box. And I will get, what is 4 into 24? 4, 8, 12, 6 times as many. This guy's fucking retarded. Anyways, what else did I say? Matt, shout out to you, Matt. You can't. Boxes double that at least. You can't buy it. You can't get the box, Ram. Are you stupid? You can't get that box. Ram, you can't buy that box. For 1,400, it's at least double, Ram fam. Are you kidding me? I'm a click away, baby. Before I dox myself, I'm a click away. What are you talking about? Are you stupid? Box is double that. Yeah, you're right. The box is double that. But now I'm going from 700. If you had 2 sets of those, I would spend the same amount of money for 8 booster packs when I can get 24. You numbskull. What are you talking about? I explained it to him calmly because I'm a nice person. 1,400 for a box. I did buy 3 of them. We ripped them. We ripped them on our stream. Dollar started all of them. They're 24 packs, and I'm guaranteed 2 alts, 2 silvers, and you're asking for 700 for 4. I had to write it out. I wrote it out. You see this? You see how I wrote it out? For 4 sleeve booster pack. Delete the post. Notice he didn't delete it, so I said, you know what? I got a little bit of a platform, and I'm throwing your ass at. John Hall. Look at it. Yo, let's look at what the people had to say. Ryan, I could almost get a whole booster box for that. Yeah, you can. Jerome wasn't happy about this. This guy went Super Saiyan on him. Look at that guy. Flipping people off in your profile isn't a good image to promote, bud. Especially when you're selling stuff like that. Everyone's laughing at you. First impression in the group, and I'm not impressed. He does look like a clown. Maybe he's new to this. Maybe. He is goofy, and then there's mine. Don't, guys. If you have a serious opportunity to buy something like this, manga's not that great. Not yet. Not yet. But even then, 700 for an art set for this? That's bonkers. I go onto Facebook right now. I had an offer to buy 25 of these, and I passed on it because the price was just too high. There's just no way. We're not there yet. Well, Ram, you should have gotten there early if you really believe it. Yeah, but I'm not a sealed guy. I don't do art sets. I would buy this, the dollar started on whatnot, so that people who can't afford, can't get into, can't find, has the opportunity to do it. You pay over market, you pay under market, you pay. I don't give a shit. I don't think anyone's ever heard me complain. This is ridiculous. Joel, get the hell out of the hobby. What else we got? Oops, remember that one. Here we go. Another scammer alert. Let's go in here. Alex. Gonna go with that. Alex said, hey man, I'm posting purely for awareness out there so nobody else hopefully runs into these scammers. Initially purchased 2-star Piccolo from Trey. He claims to be a sports guy. There's nothing wrong with sports guys. Everything seemed fine aside from him requesting to send a payment to a different PayPal account. Now, I will say this. If you're a fan of the channel, you should know I mentioned, sourcing, how to buy, the harsh, I think it was the harsh truth to becoming a premier shop on. And I mentioned in one of those, I do have 2 sourcers. They travel, just coincidentally, they do travel and they happen to do a lot of this Dragon Ball. And they do a lot of the transactions for me. So at times I'll send money either to my sourcer and then he sends it to the individual that's right in front of him, or I'll send it directly to the individual. And I have had times where I've sent it and I was talking to Johnny through my contact. And Johnny says, hey, I don't have a PayPal, but my wife has a PayPal. Send it to her. And he'll give, we're in a group chat. He'll give it to me and blah, 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 blah. So that in itself isn't crazy. And again, I have a level of comfort because a guy that I've worked with for a very long time that I trust very, very much is there. He's literally with the guy. It's just we're communicating so that we have everything aligned. He's giving him physically the cards. He's securing him. Like, I have a level of protection that a lot of people don't. And then when you look at this, you don't really have that level of protection, right? Well, I'm dealing with Trey, but now I'm sending it to Cynthia. A little thing to kind of note, right? It just doesn't feel right. Although it raises a flag, I've done this and had no issues. He had sent a phone number to me saying his nephew has to sell cards to sell. Ended up buying 2 higher end cards from them as well. So it looks like it's 3 cards in total. They were going to ship so that the cards can ship together. Makes sense. Save on shipping. Sometimes people try and ship me 1 or 2 cards. I say, nah, dude, I need like 100. Save them all up. DM me when you got them. And then that's when the story started not to line up. A tracking number was created showing my home address, but the starting address was in a completely different state from which they resided in. Stories kept not lining up, and eventually, after multiple messages, both individuals stopped responding. I reverse searched the phone numbers, and I found the name Shiloh Roberts, as well as a Facebook posting mentioning the same name linked to a Dragon Ball scammer. Chakra. My fault for not digging into this further. Making payments before making payments, but all seem to be normal to go without. Now, what are a couple of things that Alex can learn from this? Number one, I'm glad you used PayPal, and maybe we'll go through it in a little bit. I haven't talked, but obviously it's got to be goods and services. If you don't do it, that's your own fault. Now, there are scenarios that I've heard that goods and services aren't giving refunds or protection the way I haven't experienced it. If you have any more information on that, give me a link somewhere to source, and I'll make some content around that. Now, with that said, the people that I deal with, I primarily find on Facebook or at conventions. That convention one will be a completely different topic. We'll make a video about it. But when it comes to Facebook, when I make my post, I'm very open and honest. And inside of my posts or inside of my conversations, I actually have saved templates. You wouldn't believe this. I've saved templates. Say, hey, look, you want to work with me? Here's what I got to do. And one of those things says, I'm only going to pay you PayPal goods and services, period. There's no other scenario. If you can't get past that, we're not moving forward. That's number one. Number two, you will send me photos of the cards prior to packing them. All photos. I just need the front. I won't even take the back. I lean on people to say, hey, are they near mint? So far, it hasn't bit me in the ass, but I have a layer of protection that will help me with that. That's number two. Number three, you will show me either a recording or photos of how you are packaging it. So before you put it into the box, what are you doing with those cards, right? Are you taking a high value card and just kind of tossing it in there? I tell them penny sleeves, top loaders, tape them up, bubble mailers. I'm very open and honest. And then I say, before you pack it up, are you buying the label or are you going to go to the post office? And then I say, when you package it or when you've purchased that label, send me the photo and the tracking number. And then I say the last part, number 4 or 5, whatever number I'm on, I say, tell me when you expect to go to the post office. Why do I do that? Because then they say, well, I can be there before the end of the day. Well, I can be there at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Well, first thing in the morning. Cool. Tell me what time you're planning on going. I will make myself available, and you can video call me on Facebook. You can send me photos. I have people, every single one of these people, and I'm talking about dozens of people, have sent me videos, calls, photos in line at the post office. I say, no, dude, you're going to be standing in that fucking line, handing that thing over on a live call. When they see it, I'll send you the money. And I send them my whatnot. I send them my Facebook. They have my cell phone number. They have my YouTube. No one's ever run into a problem. I've never had any issues. I've never had any pushback. And I tell them I'm very open and transparent, because when I'm sending you $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, yeah, I can get the money back, but it's the fact that I need that shit now. And I don't want to just delay and waste and have $5,000 in a limbo, right? Even the small $200 ones, I make them do the exact same thing. And if you're sitting there watching and be like, you're doing all this just for car? Yeah, I am. And not one person has had a problem with it. And I tell them all the same thing. You want a referral, you want a shout out, you want anything, you let me know. When you do business with me, guess what? Those people every week, they come back to me. Hey, Ram, I got another one. Hey, Ram. And you know what they say? I know the drill. I know the drill. Here are the photos. I'm going to go tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And like clockwork. So you have opportunities to be able to say, hey, I want to be open and transparent. These are what I need. You want to do business with me? Yeah, dude, I don't need those cards so bad that I'm going to do some shady stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep on going. PayPal accounts are linked to scammers as well in case they change it. Gabriel, the names. I already received my money back through the dispute, but regardless, wanted to post for awareness. Look at this thing. Look at that. $2,600 that was just straight up just locked up. There's no need for this. Now, what do I do here? If you go into the Dragon Ball, I mean, any group really. I'm going to do this Reddit. Just type the word scammer. Type the word scam. This was 2 hours ago from the point of this recording. Here's this guy. Look out for these scammers, especially this one. He took my measly $50, as he would call it. Oh, this is going to be good. There's a lot of photos in this one. Me asking for a refund is too much for him. And I asked him again, I'm going to be blocked. If everyone else's fault but his. UPS lost my package. Let me tell you something. I've sent out about 1,600 packages in the last 30 days. No one's ever reported to me. But even then, I can see the results. It's less than 1% in errors. The whole number is rounded up to 1. In errors, and that's not even my errors. USPS's. I have a video I can share. I'm sorry, that I can also share of the post office manager explaining every situation possible that this was a scam. He attacks me verbally. When you ask too many questions, he won't message you. I could chalk it up as a loss, but it's sad. I had to work hard for my money, as well as everyone in this group, and I shouldn't have to feel worried about making purchases in this group. That's 100% right. You shouldn't. But pieces of shit like this exist. This is the most gaslighting scenario. Him telling me to leave him alone because this is all my fault. Let's look at this guy. Austin, nothing good happened. I'm kidding. You're from Texas, I call. Poor kid. This is the individual buying it. Let me know. And the payment through whatnot. Yes, sir. I'm about to be free here in a bit and send 50 through PayPal. Then buy the $1 label by clicking the link I sent. I don't have PayPal. Zelle or Cash App, I can Zelle. There's your first problem. Zelle offers you 0 protection. Why are you doing that? No, don't do that. Bad. PayPal goods and services only. I see we have a mutual friend. Man, maybe he scammed him too. There's the photo. Is this guy a whatnot seller? Wait a second. This just clicked. What? And payment through whatnot? Yes, sir. I'm about to be free and send 50 through PayPal. Then buy the $1 label. Oh, he is, isn't he? I hope you tell me who he is. Got it. Now I can print your label. Moeller. Oh boy, we're gonna look for you, brother. I'm a teacher. We don't make that much. Of course. I'm gonna print everything right now. Let me know. I'll get you more stuff. Ooh, buddy. That's his information. Double checking. You send everything shipped out last week. There's something wrong with the carrier. Whatnot should give you the tracking. I want to know your whatnot name. Doodah. Give me your whatnot name. Give me your whatnot name. Christ. Oh. Look at this, baby. Looky. You know, if you spend your time working hard, God will blesseth thee. God will blesseth thee. Seller / GCAATHSZ. Doodah. That packaging wasn't great, but it showed up safe. This guy has had 4 reviews, 100 sales. Probably not the dude you need to be doing business with. $3 spins, $3. I'm gonna have a fucking stroke looking at this. Jesus Christ. Just using this platform. Remember when I tell you all, quality sellers. Quality sellers. We don't need more sellers. We need more quality sellers. Shame. All right. I don't want to read all that. Anyways, If you continue down this, look at them. You got some old ones. Look at how many people learn from their mistakes. This shit just pisses me off. Look at this. Every single one of them, how often. You know what they all probably have in common? They trusted someone that they shouldn't have trusted. They had a profile that probably didn't have a lot of names behind them. They probably had a lot of fake information. You want to stay safe? I'll tell you what you do. You listen to those that are speaking publicly. You listen to the Rip and Chills. You know who Rip and Chill is? Great guy on Whatnot. You listen to Fat Dad. You know who that is? Great guy on Whatnot. Kyle Collects. Great guy on Whatnot. There's probably eBay people you trust. And listen, I'm not here advocating for just Whatnot. But whether it's eBay, whether it's a relationship you ever rebuilt, a Whatnot stream, you gotta go with your instincts. Protect yourself. PayPal goods and services. Ask for photos, video. Listen, if it's too much for you to take photos when I'm giving you $5,000, it's cool, dude. I don't want to share it. I got like 17 people in my DMs that are waiting. Are you interested? You're interested? You're interested? And I'm going one at a time, just buying these collections. I could go and just give them a blanket. Listen, that's just how I do it. Maybe you agree with it, maybe you don't. Maybe you fucking get pissed off just like I do with these people taking advantage of us. Stealing your money. I don't want to lock it up. Yeah, I'll get my money back. You won't do it if you're doing it Zelle. You won't get it if you're doing Cash App. The only instances I do Zelle and Cash App are in person at an event. Outside of that, it is PayPal goods and services, and it's going to be live call. I've made some great friends building it this way. Now I have these little mini sources that come to me once every 2-3 weeks with little collections, and I just scoop them all up because now we've built that trust, right? So take RamFam's rants to heart and understand that you need to use your best thinking hat, kind of like my Majin Buu hat, and say to yourself, are things looking right? These things make sense. And if you have a question, feel free to DM me. Go to our Instagram, DM me. Hey, Ram, this is I'm running into this. If you run into something and you're like, dude, this guy just screwed me over on Whatnot. This guy screwed me over on Reddit. This guy screwed me over on Facebook. Whatever it is, you give me the receipts and I'll add them here to the next one. Because I refuse to stay silent when people are ruining our TCG. We spend the time, the energy, the resources, the money to be able to bring us up. And I will call out and stop anybody that decides to bring us back down. Champ of Dragon Ball. That's what you need. The champion of Dragon Ball. Chat, if you don't already and you want to see, look at this. This is the kind of guy you should be supported. Shout out to our first advertiser, Site Collects TCG Premier Shop. Make sure if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, share this in your stories. Make a little clip. Someone do some free advertising for me. That'd be great. In either case, we will see you Tuesdays, 9 p.m. on Whatnot, Saturdays, 10 p.m. Eastern on Whatnot, or 3 o'clock every single day. We're dropping videos. Make sure you're there. We'll see you then next time.